part 2 of my discussion already in progress. Um, I really, really enjoyed the book. I really enjoyed the way he set up the time travel. And I'm a fantasy science fiction person, so time travel is nothing new to me. But this was different because he also weaves in the experience of black people, African American people in the South and in the Southeast specifically, and even more specifically, African Americans or people of African American descent in Mississippi. And so the book also weaves in how the civil rights, the fight for civil rights, the perpetuation of racism and prejudice and bigotry, and how systems, institutions, private and public institutions, can perpetuate that sort of prejudice and racism and discrimination through time, so we can still see, of course, in 2013, we can still see some of the effects of how society looks on African Americans. And so this is a very Southern story. This is a very Southeast United States story. Specifically, this is a very Mississippi story surrounding and focused on black people. So, and Mississippi, for a lot of people, is deep South. There's no more South that you can get than Mississippi. And spoiler alert, that's not a spoiler alert. But I mean, I live in Mississippi. That's where I live, it's where I'm from. And so this book is very local for me. I don't live quite in Jackson, but I am from the coast. I'm from the coast of Mississippi. And so this, for me, just had a lot of ties for growing up and having lived in Mississippi and having worked in Mississippi and just sort of seeing some of the having gone to a historically black college here in the state. So there were just a lot of familiar things for me contained within this book. If I don't seem to be telling you exact plot points about the book, it is because if I tell you too much, it really will spoil the story, and I don't want to do that. I want you to come to this book with your mind open, ready for the wonder and the mystery, and enjoy the experience of reading this book, of kind of peeling back the layers of the onion to get to the meaning of the book. And so you might want to know, well, what do you think the meaning of the book is? I have no idea. Well, I take that back. There are a lot of things that you can take from this book. So what I took from the book is a larger story about love and about memory and about the stories we tell ourselves, about our loved ones, and about our history, right? So our ability to tell those stories and kind of what those stories can mean to the past and in the future, and of course in the present. So this was one of those books. I feel like this is one of those books that you will either love, or you'll be like, what did I just read? I think. For me, luckily, well, maybe initially it was like, what is this? But after having finished the book, and so I finished the book maybe 2 months ago. And so 2 months out, I'm looking back at the book with like this wonder and this appreciation and this enchantment that's still there. So much so that I know I am going to read this book again. Maybe not this year, maybe next year. The book is not very long. It's about 267 pages. I know because I peeked earlier. And so it's not a very long read. It doesn't take a very long time to read it. Once you get started, I think the book really does just take off. I don't know that I'd call it a page turner, but you definitely want to see the book to the end just to answer some of the questions, possibly. So like I said, again, I enjoyed it. I highly recommend it. Again, I don't know that I'm doing stars, but if you're doing the regular 5-star scale of reading, this is a solid 4 to 4.5. I'm very stingy with my 5s. And again, after I read the book next year, this book may be a 5 next year. We don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I really would love it. If anyone has read the book already, kindly leave the thoughts in the comments below. I'd really love to see kind of what you took away from it versus what I took away from it. Again, I would like to not really discuss particular plot points because I don't want to spoil the book for anybody else. I would really enjoy just kind of what pearls did you get from this book? What did you take away from the kind of the larger story rather than the specific plot in the book? I cannot say enough that I really enjoyed the book. And again, it is a book that I will revisit because I enjoyed it so much. Mr. Laymon, and I keep calling him Mr. Laymon because I feel like I'm murdering his first name. So Mr. Laymon, I believe he lives in Mississippi, and he teaches at one of the colleges here. I don't know if it's literature or creative writing, but I think he's teaching at one of the colleges here in the state. And to him, I say just good job, because this was a journey, and I truly enjoyed it. I enjoyed the journey that you took us on in this book. I know Mr. Laymon has 2 nonfiction books that are out now as well. One is called Heavy, and it's an autobiography. And I actually watched a video of him discussing the book. There's How to Kill Yourself and Others Slowly in America. I believe that's the correct title. And it's just kind of a short book of essays. But I really enjoyed it. I didn't watch him discuss anything about long division because I wanted to come to the book without sort of the author's thoughts about the book. So I wanted to kind of read it without his thoughts in my brain, sort of coloring what I thought about the book. So fortunately, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I recommend everyone read it. Go to your local library and check it out. If they don't have it, ask them why they don't and ask them to order it. You can go to your local independent bookstore. I don't know why I did the air quotes for independent bookstore, but go to your local independent bookstore. See if they have it. If they don't have them, ask them to order it for you. And then worst case scenario, if you don't frequent the library, and I don't know why you wouldn't, maybe it's not very close to you, and there's not a local independent bookstore available for you, worst case scenario, you can order it online. I don't know if there's an audio version of the book, but if there is, try the audio version, or just go ahead and buy the hard copy. So that's all I have for today. If you enjoyed the video, please leave me a like. If you have enjoyed the content thus far, please subscribe. I very much appreciate it. And for those of you who have subscribed, thank you very much. I appreciate you greatly. And if you'd like to be notified of when I publish another video, go ahead and ring the notification button. Okay, book nerds, thank you for watching. Have a great day.